Good afternoon, all. Today we are going to study control and coordination, which is our chapter number 7, part 1. In this first part, we are going to study about nervous system, that is, control and coordination is being divided into two parts. Control first is in animals, second is in plants. First, it has been subdivided into nervous system as well as endocrine system. Okay. First, let us understand full detail about nervous system. Okay. First, before going deeply into the chapter, first let us discuss or understand what is stimulus, response, impulse or receptors. As you can see here, some of the definitions have been scrolled down. The number one, which is the changes around organism that affects or compel them to react. As in this module, you can see a lady has been went to a shop and she is just looking to an objects, and in the second one, as you can see, she is trying to with her hands trying to pick the objects. Okay, now this lady, what she does, after sending a message to her brain that she needs that one, she tries to pick up the object and tries to see it. Maybe it's a soap or something else. So according to our definition, which is first one, according to the circumstances, she tries to compel to react with that object, and in the second one, respond, the action which is done by her to pick up an object, you can say it as a response. Now the third one, the signals which have been traveled from our brain to the from the brain to the hands, the nerves which have been traveled, that you can say it as an impulse. And the fourth one, receptors, are the cells present in our sense organ. As she saw an object with her eyes, that is a sense organ, which are sensitive. Then she tried to change her body movements by picking on an object. We do know that we do have a sense organ, there are 5, but we are going to learn according to our receptors. Nose, it do smell, so we call it as a olfactory receptors. Second one is an eye, it is sensitive to light, so it is photoreceptor. Tongue, which is taste, so we call it as a gustatory receptor. Fourth one, which is of sound, we call it as phonoreceptors. Skin, which is of touch, so we call it as thermoreceptors. But in this chapter, we are going to discuss about brain, spinal cord and nerves. Okay, let us first discuss about one of the neuron. Neuron is a structural functional unit of nerve. It is made up of nerves. Nerves are made up of cells. We all know this. Now, I'll just going to explain one of the nerve, but there are millions of nerves which are being present in our body. Okay, as you can see here in a picture, there is an extension which is being drawn here like structure, which you can call it as an dendrite. Here like extensions which are being there, it picks up the message. So the name which we have given is a dendrite, and the message from there, it passes down. It is a cell body which it consisting of cytoplasm and nucleus, and from dendrite the message will pass on to the cell body. Then from cell body the message will pass on to the axon. This axon is being covered by myelin sheath. The message will move forward to the nerve endings, which is this orange color one. We call it as you can call it as an axon ending or a nerve ending. Now, before it passes the message to the next nerve, there is a gap between the nerve endings of one the nerve endings of one, that is this orange color, and the starting of the dendrite. So a gap we call it as a synapse. What happens there? Here a chemical reactions will be taking place. The message from one neuron will be passed on to the next neuron. Okay, to make it to be clear, I have one more picture too. Here you can see the one which is here. This one you can call it as an axon ending. Fine, that means it is the first axon ending, and this is the starting of the dendrite. That means next neurons first part, that is dendrite. So a gap which is being present between them, we call it as a synapsin, where a chemical reaction takes place. I think so everybody is clear. Let me go through once. First, the message will be picked up by the dendrite, then it will pass on to the cell body, then it goes to the axon, then to the axon ending. And between, if further, before going to the next neuron, the starting of the next dendrite, there is a gap which we call it as a synapsin. Okay, now in synapsin what happened? A chemical reaction takes place. I think so everybody is clear. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, fine. The next is our reflex action. We sometimes do the actions very immediately. Okay, these reflections actions are very spontaneous actions, response to the external or internal stimulus. Taking an example of, I have just written here too. Withdrawal of your hand by touching an hot objects. As soon as you touch it, you just try to pick up your hand. Next one, as a dog salivates as soon as it sees a food. Okay, so it is a rapid action which you can call. I have just taken here a picture of it which you can see. Before understanding this picture, first let us understand how many types of neuron do we have. We do have 3 types of neuron. They are sensory neuron, relay neuron, motor neuron. Fine. This sensory neuron carries nerve impulse from the body to central nervous system, that is from our body to brain. And this relay is present in the brain which connects sensory to motor. Clear? Now, coming to the next one, motor neuron. Motor neuron carries nerve impulse from the central, that is from the brain to various parts. And now you may be clearing, we'll just clear it in a diagram. As you can see here, a hand has been present, a pressure cooker has been present. A person by unknowingly touches and hot objects. So the message from the finger, that is from sensory neuron, the message will pass on from the hand. The message will pass on to the central nervous system. That means from sensory neuron, the message has been passed to the central nervous system. Now, from there, who connects between the S, that is sensory, to the motor is the relay neuron. Okay. Then the message has been transmitted. Now the message will be traveling from the motor neuron to our hand to pick up our hand from the object. Clear? It is very rapid reaction. I think so everybody is clear with this. Okay, now let us move forward little. Okay, now we are going to discuss about nervous system. Okay. Our nervous system has been divided into 2 parts. That is, first one, central nervous system, second one, peripheral nervous system. Okay, first let us understand this central nervous system consisting of brain and spinal cord. And the next peripheral nervous system, it consisting of nerves. Clear? Okay, before going into the detail, first let us be in a short form have a look to our brain. Okay. Fine. So our brain is being protected by the skull, as we all know. And you can see some of the ridges or the what you can call some of the grooves which have been present at the outer surface of the brain. Brain, which you can call it as your decision maker. It controls all your activity. Fine. Now, fine. The brain is being divided into cerebellum, cerebrum, okay, fine. Sorry for the interpretation. Cerebrum. Now, it is the largest portion of the brain which is divided into two halves, that is right half and the left half. This cerebellum, this part which is being present here, this one we call it as a cerebellum. It is being divided into two parts. One is right part hemisphere and the left hemisphere. It controls all the voluntary actions of our body. Am I clear? And the next one which you can see here, it is down, which is being present here. This one we call it as a cerebellum, located below the cerebellum. It controls all the involuntary actions. Now, coming down, we do have a medulla oblongata, which is the lowest part here, which is the lowest part of the brain, which continues till up to the spinal cord. It controls all the internal activities like heartbeat, respiratory system, etc. If an injury is caused to this, it may lead us to a death. Okay, let us move forward. Spinal cord. Spinal cord controls the reflex, what the activities which is being done below the neck. Okay, and it assesses the messages from skin and muscles to the brain. Fine. Now let us move into the next one, peripheral nervous system. This peripheral nervous system consisting of two types of nerves, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves which have been arised from the brain itself, they are 12 in pair. And the next one is spinal nerves which arises from the spinal cord itself, and they are 31 in pair. Fine. Okay, let us move to the next one. Okay, the next system which we are going to discuss is a endocrine system. Endocrine system is being divided into two. Number one is exocrine. Number two is endocrine. Okay, before going, let us understand what these two are. Okay, fine. In exocrine, it has a ducts to pour their secretion directly into a target tissue. You can see here I have just given an example. A salivary gland which pours the saliva secretion into the duct. And the second one which I have given is here, pancreatic gland pour the pancreatic fluid into a duct. So we call this exocrine gland as duct gland. Coming to the endocrine gland, it does not pour the secretion into the duct. So you can call it as a ductless gland, but it pours a secretion into the bloodstreams. Okay, for example, I have given thyroid gland which secrete thyroxine iodine. They produce their secretion or put their secretion directly into the bloodstream. Fine. Okay, now you can see here some of the one of the diagram. Okay, endocrine system. First you need to understand what are on. These are the chemical messengers which have been present in our body, which affect various activities of the body. There are many hormones which have been present. Okay, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreatic gland, testes and ovaries. Okay, in detail, if you can see, pituitary gland is being present in brain. Okay, it do release a growth hormone. Fine. Okay, as you can see here, it is being present, hormone is being released, that is growth. There are two growth hormones which have been present, which I can see here in the second one. It's a growth hormone. Okay, if there is a less secretion of this hormone, so you can see some people, they are very short hatted, so you can call them as a dwarfism. If this secretion is more, so they become tall, like gigantism. Okay, now to the next one, that is our thyroid gland. Okay, which is being present in our throat. It secretes an hormone as thyroxine. Okay, here you can see thyroid gland secretes a thyroid, which is an iodine. This thyroxine regulates carbohydrate, fats and protein metabolism in the body. If it lacks, this iodine is lack in our body, it may cause a goiter, which we call it as swelling of neck. Fine. And the next one. Fine. Next one is here your adrenaline hormone, which is being attached, parathyroid gland. It is below the thyroid gland. You can see in your textbook 4 dots will be present, 2 at one side, 2 at one side. Okay, which controls our calcium phosphorus balance in our body. Okay, the next one is adrenal, which is being attached to our kidney. Okay, above the kidney, which you can call it as. Okay, hormone is being adrenaline. Okay, with this hormone you can call it as an emergency hormone. This pancreatic gland secretes an hormone which we call it as insulin, which regulates the blood sugar level in the body. Okay, that's why if a person is having diabetes, they go for taking an injection, which is nothing but an insulin is being injected in their body. Fine. Let us move to the next one. The next one is testes and ovaries. Before going to that, let us, at what age they produce this. As you will be studying in reproduction chapter, that when you come to the age of puberty, that at the age of 10 to 12, there will be some body changes appearing in your body. So at that age, your body starts secreting testosterone hormone in male and progesterone in female. So you will be able to see that there will be some changes in you, that this hormone will secrete testosterone. So their function is to control growth and development of male reproductive system. Same like that, ovaries, which is being present in the lower abdomen, will produce estrogen or progesterone, which controls and development of female reproductive system. I think so. Still here everybody is clear. Okay, just have a look through first. We'll just go to the revised part. Control and coordination. First we need to study about nervous system. In nervous system we need to go through the definitions, that is stimulus, response, impulse and receptors. And we need to know the sense organs and main organs. After that we need to study one of the neuron. Okay, a neuron is made up of nerves. Nerves are made up of cells. This picture you need to learn it. You may be asked in an exam. Okay, and try to understand it and try to explain 2 or 3 nerves. Then after that we just went to the reflex action. Okay, now I think so you are able to define it and write it down. And the next one which we deal is nervous system has been divided into 2. CNS, that is central nervous system, and the next one is PNS, that is peripheral nervous system. Okay, fine. Okay, now in endocrine system it is again been divided into 2, exocrine and endocrine. Okay. According to the location you will be able to describe the endocrine system in human beings, and if it is more or less, what are the deficiency which we are going to cause in our body. I think so everybody understood. Thank you.